It's our first poll of the year. National leader Christopher Luxon steadied the ship in choppy waters.
Our first ever Winter Olympics gold medalist talks about how she kept a lid on her emotions.
And the Queen achieves a milestone no other British monarch has reached, celebrating 70 years on the throne. Tēnā tātou katoa, good evening. Despite Omicron arriving on our shores and a strong current of anger and frustration over MIQ, the government is still somehow riding its pandemic popularity wave. Support for Labour has increased in our latest Newshub Read Research poll.
But there's bad news for David Seymour. ACT has absolutely tanked with the arrival of Christopher Luxon, a national leader that people actually seem to like. Our political editor Jenna Lynch is here now with the numbers. Kia ora, Jenna.
Kia ora. While ACT will be licking its Luxon-inflicted wounds tonight, the Omicron omni-shambles has not hit the government where it hurts. Labour's pandemic power is unparalleled, comfortably in front on 44.3%, up 1.6 points. Something for Blue to celebrate too. National, welcome back to the 30s, 31.3%, up 4.4, which they have snatched from their political partner ACT. Ouch, 8%, down 8 points, a halving of support. And to rub salt in that wound, the Greens have overtaken ACT. Once again, the third largest party in Parliament, 9.6%, up 2.4. Looking at the minnows, all below the 5% threshold needed to get into Parliament, so not too much to see here. Although, since the Māori Party won an electorate seat, their 2% means they're in. In Parliament, you need 61 seats to win. Labour's 56 will not get them there alone. They need the 12 Greens to govern. National, looking a bit beefier with 39 seats, but because they took it all from ACT, who've been whittled down to 10, the right bloc only gets to 49, 12 seats shy of a majority. The Māori Party, with their 2%, get 3 seats. Jacinda Ardern still far and away the preferred Prime Minister, up 1.6 points to 43.3%. National's Christopher Luxon has burst onto the scene with 17.8. Not a bad show for his first poll as leader. And David Seymour losing his personal shine too, 7.9%, down 4 points. So National back on the rise, but stealing all its votes from its buddies. All aboard the good ship National, Christopher Luxon steering the party out of stormy waters. Are you the saviour of the National Party? A few more voters after 4 years in a leaky boat.
So, Jenna, is Christopher Luxon the saviour of the National Party?
He is certainly their best bet. He definitely seems to have turned the Titanic around, refloated it even. People appear to like him more than his predecessors, his caucus included, so knives down in the Nats. And he's reaping rewards for them. Centre-right voters heading home from their fling with the ACT Party. We saw the same thing happen when Jacinda Ardern took over Labour. She scooped votes back from the Greens and New Zealand First, though she added 9 percentage points to the Labour Party vote. Christopher Luxon's only managed half that, up 4.4, despite that 8-point drop over at ACT.
And Jenna, is Labour's result a sign that the public has really swung behind their Omicron plan?
Yeah, that border opening announcement last week saved them from a bad poll, and we've got more to come on this. We actually asked the public some specific questions about the government's preparedness for Omicron. Very interesting results. I'll bring you those tomorrow morning on AM.
Looking forward to it. Thanks so much, Jenna. New Zealand's newest Olympic champion admits being a gold medalist is going to take a bit of getting used to.
Zoe Sadowski-Synnott received her gold medal late last night and is crediting her fortitude and calmness for helping her get there.
But her attention is already about to turn to her next event. Ollie Ritchie is in Jangjakor.
With an historic gold medal around her neck, Zoe Sadowski-Synnott concedes she may still need...
Well, kia ora, Ollie. How's New Zealand's next big medal hope getting on?
Yeah, Alice Robinson was in the giant slalom this morning, Mike. A really tough morning for her, unfortunately. She got the wobbles. She's in action. I'll have a little bit more on that later in sport.
Ollie, tēnā koe.
Since being crowned Queen in 1952 at the age of just 25, Elizabeth II has come to personify dignity and duty, and today achieved a milestone no other British monarch has reached, celebrating 70 years on the throne. As crowds gathered to mark her historic reign, the Queen spent the day at home, reflecting on all the changes she's seen on the way to 2022. Europe correspondent Lisette Raymer reports.
I see they've all signed it.
The well-wishers were seen father watching over her shoulder.
Well, kia ora Lisette, a huge milestone for the Queen today, and there's plenty of pomp and ceremony to come.
There certainly is.
Kiwis are keen for King Charles and Queen Camilla. The latest Newshub research poll shows almost half of us want to remain in the monarchy after the Queen dies.
But the Māori Party says it's time for Aotearoa to file for divorce from the Crown. Political reporter Amelia Wade has more.
A 21-gun salute in the capital. Wade, Newshub.
There were 188 new COVID cases today, down 20 from yesterday. Every place marked on the map of the North Island had new cases, 117 in Auckland, 20 in the Bay of Plenty, with most in Tauranga. But in the South Island, only Canterbury had cases, just 3, all were known contacts and already isolating. There was a big drop in people being tested yesterday, fewer than 13,000 compared to an average of 19,000 last week. And boosters were also down. 25,000 doses were administered on Waitangi Day. That's compared to almost 67,000 on Friday. Meanwhile, across the Tasman, Prime Minister Scott Morrison has announced Australia will open its borders to all double-vaccinated travellers from February 21st.
And the Hawke's Bay DHB has just announced 4 children have tested positive at Te Mata Primary School in Havelock North. Health correspondent Lucy Warhurst joins us now. Lucy, what more can you tell us?
That's right, Sam. So just as schools are getting back...
Now restored.
Well, Ingrid is with us now, and gosh, it's been a wet few days.
It sure has, that is right. A real drenching for the North Island once again today. 260 mils of rain in the ranges inland from Napier. Rain warnings were due to expire around about now, but they've just been extended. I'll have all the details right after sport.
We'll see you then. Thanks so much, Ingrid. Cleo Smith's parents have revealed the lie her abductor told to lure the little girl out of her tent in Western Australia last year.
And the world's richest man steps in to help Tonga reconnect with the world.
Hoki mai anō, welcome back. The world's richest man is helping set up satellite communications for Tonga after its undersea cable was severed during last month's eruption.
Elon Musk has sent SpaceX engineers to Fiji to establish a temporary ground station for his company's Starlink satellite technology. And as Giles Dexter reports, it all started with a message from a Kiwi MP.
3 weeks on from Tonga's eruption and communications are still intermittent, and repairs to the
nightmares and mood swings. Her parents say she will deal with the trauma of those 18 harrowing days for the rest of her life. In Sydney, Emma Cropper, Newshub.
Well, Andrew's in later with sport, and you've been catching up with the Sadowski Sinnott family.
That's right, yeah. You might have caught our interview with Zoe's, shall we say, very excited dad on the show last night. Well, we caught up with the rest of the family today to hear more about the road to Zoe's historic win in Beijing and their reaction to dad's newfound fame. Plus, Peng Shui gives her first independent media interview following claims of sexual assault that prompted fears for her safety.
Thousands of American troops have arrived in Poland to reinforce NATO allies as Washington warns there are increasing signs of a Russian invasion of Ukraine.
And the big detour that locals in one North Island town fear will wipe them off the map.
Tonight we're pretty excited about Zoe too. We'll cross live to Beijing to find out what's going through her mind and what happens next.
And Patrick Gower puts AM's new co-host William Wairua through reporter boot camp. Things get pretty weird. That's at 7.
No mai anō, welcome back. Businesses in the small Horowhenua town of Shannon are on the brink of collapsing because of a road detour. Traffic is currently being diverted around the town, and it will be still months before the road's completed. It's got people in Shannon begging Waka Kotahi for a sign to remind people that it's still there. Mitchell Alexander has the story.
Shannon, a humble Horowhenua town renowned as a pit stop on the Newshub.
The United States says there are increasing signs Vladimir Putin is planning a full-scale invasion of Ukraine, and it could happen at any moment.
Right now, more than 110,000 Russian troops are amassed on the border, while American soldiers have arrived in Poland to reinforce NATO allies. Imtiaz Tayyab from CBS reports.
In the cold light of winter, They prepare for the worst. But these parents are goaded into war.
2 fishermen have been given quite the shock after reeling in a massive bull shark in Sydney's harbour.
We'll have more on Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott's historic gold medal at the Winter Olympics and why she's crediting her family for helping her achieve Kiwi sporting history in Beijing. Plus, more teams arrive in Queenstown, the tourist town set to become the country's new sports bubble base over the coming weeks.
Imagine where you'll go with the exhilarating Suzuki S-Cross and Newshub Sport.
The enormity of making Kiwi sporting history at the Beijing Winter Olympics is still sinking in for Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott, who now officially has the medal to go with her title. Sadowski-Sinnott paid an emotional tribute to her family today, acknowledging the role they've played back home in helping her become New Zealand's first ever Winter Olympic gold medalist. Well, Ollie Ritchie's been catching up with her and he joins us now from Zhangjiakou. Ollie, it sounds like it's been a real day of reflection for Zoe and her family.
Yeah, ni hao, Andrew. It absolutely has been. It's hard to know who's had the bigger 24 hours, really. Zoe slopes of Zhangjiakou.
All right, Ollie, I'd love to talk some more about Zoe's dad, but how have some of our other athletes been getting on today?
Yeah, it's been a tough day for the other Kiwi athletes in action today. Alice Robinson was up in the giant slalom. Really,
Alice later on. Ollie, thanks very much. Well, meantime, Chinese tennis star Peng Shuai has spoken to independent media for the first time since November, when she claimed on social media she'd been sexually assaulted by a government official. In an interview with... Well, back here, another 2 Super Rugby teams have arrived in Queenstown as New Zealand sides get set to form a bubble for the opening rounds of the competition. The Chiefs and Moana Pacifica touched down this afternoon. Unwavering self-belief from match winner Joshua Soterio has helped the Wellington Phoenix secure a 3-1 victory over Macarthur FC that's seen them jump from last to 7th on the A-League ladder. Despite missing a couple of golden chances in the first half, the Premier League side Everton for a place in the quarter-finals. I do love a good cup upset, but not as much as I love Zoe's dad. How brilliant is he, eh? What a superstar.
Yeah. Well, I almost fell off the couch at home, I have to say. F-bombs on the 6 o'clock news.
I loved it. That's live TV.
It was
That's
nice.
Right.
It was. Well, he's very excited. And go Zoe. So proud of her. Such an inspiration. Thanks, Gordy. 2 fishermen got much more than they bargained for when they caught a large shark in Sydney Harbour. The recreational anglers reeled in what's thought to be a 2.5 metre bull shark. Amazingly, they say it's only the 3rd biggest they've seen in the harbour. The pair released the shark back into the water, saying it's crucial to protect the species.
Well, here's a look at tonight's top stories. Our first Newshub Read Research poll of the year shows an increase in support for Labour, up 1.6 points to 44.3%. Nationals up 4 to 31.3, while support for ACT has halved.
And Queen Elizabeth has today achieved a milestone that no other British monarch has, marking 70 years on the throne. She spent the day reflecting at home, but months of celebrations are still to come. Well,
and Waihi. 27 for Kirikiriroa Hamilton, but with the humidity, it is going to feel like 31 degrees. The rain will ease over the day at your place. And it's hot and humid up in Tāmaki Makaurau, Auckland. A drizzly morning, a few showers around in the afternoon. 28 degrees is the high. Heading over the Tasman now, a bit of everything here really. Showers and 24 degrees in Sydney, 29 degrees in Melbourne, and a pretty wet day across the Pacific. A tropical low near New Caledonia will bring some heavy rain our way as we head into the weekend. In the meantime though, we've got some more showers, some more warm days and more warm nights to come in the north, and a bit of a showery lineup for Tauranga. Rain will set in for Napier on Friday with a high of 28 degrees. Friday also looking pretty wet for the rest of the North Island too. Wanganui up to 29 degrees for a couple of days here. And rain is back for some of these soggy areas at the top of the South Island, approaching warning levels in Westland on Wednesday. Looking pretty damp further south too. Some rain on the way for Dunedin and Christchurch on Wednesday, and a bit of a showery outlook all round. So hopefully just enough rain to turn those sections from brown to green, but without any more flooding, ideally.
It's a fine balance, isn't it? It all feels
hard to get right.
Pretty volatile at the moment. Ingrid, thank you so much. And that is Newshub Live at 6 for today.
You can get in touch with Newshub team at news@newshub.co.nz. I'm Mike McRoberts.
And I'm Samantha Hayes. And now over on the project, Kanoa, you've got the woman of the moment.
Yeah, Zoe, this is at our ski, you know, she's pretty much my best friend. I went skydiving with her one time, no big deal.